Hi Collective, welcome to the channel. I'm Crystal, Divine Psychic Medium here, delivering messages from the higher realms to you. So welcome. If you're new, you should definitely subscribe to the channel if you came in alignment with this. You're very gifted, right? You need to know that because I ask for a lot of protection on my channel and platform, as I'm not for everyone. So know that. And unless you're one of my enemies, right, as I'm here healing you and guiding you to the light. I'm on a slow recovery mission, right? So you're welcome to watch as well. But take what I say for healing purposes, right? And know that, once you heal yourself and you get online with source energy, you can go to Team Light and you can start to become a chosen one as well, right? I'm not going to, there's no denying light beings and souls that want to awaken and raise their vibration, as we are all one. We need to stop all this separation. Anyway, know that I send the most amount of love actually to all of my enemies because Cosmic Star Family flipped over, because they're the ones that have been hurt the most and the ones that are stuck and are not able to transmute the pain that they feel, right? It takes a lot of work. It's that shadow work, right? And for a lot of you, you may have seen very dark sides of me, right? For my enemies. But that's because I project. Being a shaman and a hey, I take on the demons that you possess and I reflect them back at you, right? I use them against you to show you these things, right? It's what we do. So, yeah. It's for your healing, okay? Right. So Cosmic Star Family is here to support socialized community, gateway of sound, manifestation, sound healing, alchemy, numerology, finances, and create sacred geometry and spiritual science. Ooh, I went right to the Lyrans, baby. So the Lyran Star Family is coming through. I feel like they've been waiting for me to come through with this, right? I didn't even know how I was going to start this transmission, so now it's transmission, all right? This card alone holds sacred geometry, can activate things within you. I'm getting a lot of source code numbers. For some of you, could be seeing repeating zeros and ones. There's a major reset that's going on here, right? Something with sound frequency, something can trigger this, some sort of frequency. It's interesting, my daughter was showing me a little TikTok today of a cat listening to a certain frequency, and it was showing that this frequency, when the cats hear it, that have had incarnations within ancient times, like within the pyramids and things, a certain frequency, cats recognize it, right? And it's interesting because I've been trying to investigate the familiar that I've acquired, right? Because I knew that I was getting a familiar. I was told to go get another cat to get that's going to be a familiar. And it's funny how we acquired her too, because I was, of course, found a kitty, whatever, and something happened, and all of a sudden it was like, nope, not getting her. In the last minute, here's somebody else ready to drive up, meet you, all of this. And then when I got aligned with her and to find out that it was another white kitty, because they're rare, right? And but I've had 3 white cats, and looking into her, I don't even want to say the breed that she truly is, because it's extremely rare. Let me just say that. But it's along the lines of like the Siamese. But anyway, it was funny too, because they were guiding me towards, I was almost about to get a Siamese, because I'd never have one. I like to get many different breeds of cats, right? That I've had. So anyway, there's something about that. Oh, that, and I've just known she's very, very intelligent, right? Very smart. It's one of the smartest cats I've ever had. And I'm going to be sharing some cute photos of her on the community post, actually, because I was talking about that. And but there's something about that, 434 on the clock is to say that's another source code number. So some sort of frequency is going to activate something for you. Right? It's going to cause some sort of remembrance. Like they brought me, right? They were showing me that TikTok that she was showing, right? Maybe you're starting to realize this, that you possess a very powerful familiar, or something's going to be activating with somebody from like Lemurian and Atlantean, those times, right, with the whale frequency, or maybe your starseed origins are from like Sirius B, or something with water, strong water placed star system. Some kind of frequency, some kind of remembrance is going to come in. It's going to heal some sort of trauma, right? There's going to be a breakthrough. It's going to decode something. Financial increase. There's about to be some sort of major change of manifestations, support coming in. You know, things come to you in a myriad of ways, right? When you let go of the certain way of thinking. Because for some of you, it's this programming. You can only get things a certain way, right? Allowing help. Allowing your star family to be able to help you instead of saying, like, I have to get myself out of the situation. I know that that's something that I do heavily because I take those things as lessons. Well, I put myself into this situation. I need to get myself out. Things like that. But maybe you've had a block for too long. Look, dimensional shift. Another card of manifestations. Wow. Look at that. 2 cards. See the manifestation. 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 That's double confirmation that you are very powerful. There's new energy coming in. Yes, they're bringing me back to this. For some of you, you need to do yoga. There's certain movements that you need to do. Breath work, with relaxing, with making these movements. It's going to unlock some of this coding. For some of you, it's going to be like a Kundalini rising. An awakening, a surge of energy is going to be unlocked because there's some sort of trauma that is blocking something within your spinal column, right? Because we store pain and trauma in different parts of the body. Some sort of movements. And it doesn't have to be where, like, you're doing the exercise, you're going to the class. Like, literally, sometimes I just do, like, yoga on my bed. Like, I'm not even going to play, like sometimes I'll just see, you know, like, if I'm just going to be sitting there on my phone watching content, let me do different things with my legs, you know, and, like, I love to, like, put my legs up the wall, you know, and different flows and different things, right? So if you're one where you have trouble, but you should get off the phone or whatever, because there's something to do with, there's going to be a release within the mind. I'm working. No, not right now. Remember, I said no phone today because you stayed up so late last night. So if you earn it today, I'm working. Maybe. So, but there's this, when you're relaxing, it's your star family, I'm getting. It's going to come through and they're going to help you. But you have to cooperate. I'm getting for some of you, like, you have to cleanse your energy, your physical body, your vessel, be eating healthier, flushing with water. There's a series of things if you want this activation, right? Feel the potentiality. Ask and it's given. Wow. That's what I mean. Like, your manifestations are, like, on point. Let me tell you what. And here's another message that came through. It's like, if you guys are feeling tired and depressed and lethargic and out of energy, for a lot of you, it's the foods, right? It's your vibrational frequency is affected a lot by the foods, the environment, the people, right? For some of you, like, you got to get outdoors. And, like, I know that that's something that I need to do, right? It's hard because it's been so hot. And because we walk everywhere to get whatever we need and stuff, I've just kind of been, like, just staying in or whatever and researching and doing different things. I haven't had days where I've went to the park or just walked around and enjoyed the outdoors where I'm not, like, on a mode to go somewhere. And then lately it's like I get distracted when it's hot, so then I'd be playing on my phone while we go in places and stuff. So I really haven't been taking in everything. Well, a lot of times I just put my Bluetooth on and I'd be walking, listening to my star family and picking up on things. White Lion Collective, opportunity, time of inspiration, and gates opening. Wow. Gates are opening up for something. Peaceful reunion. Reunions bring healing. I've been picking up a lot of white energy too. And remember I was talking about my cat and the thing with the whites. And look at the white lions and the white birds over here. I was picking up a white cat too, curled up in the lap of one of the queens in the witch's garden, which I was doing readings with, right? With this deck. I think it was my first tarot reading yesterday. I was picking up on the white cat. Mystery School, curiosity. Maybe you need to look that up, right? Or go, maybe you're going to get something. I know that my cat holds a lot of ancient, sacred knowledge and has been helping me unlock certain things too. And it's like every night too. And every morning she's been laying on me, right? And the vibrations, you know, of like her purr. And then when I go into like a meditate, like it's interesting. There's something with that. So take a look at my community post later. And I got the picture of the cat, right? Maybe just meditate. Take a look at her and see. Maybe it's going to unlock something. Because sometimes it's like visions and calling upon the cats. Different cats, different animals, depending on their characteristics, carry an entirely different key codes within that animal, right? Because you hear about a lot of like the spirit totem and messages and spiritual meaning behind certain animals, but it's just like butterflies, right? You know, like you can look up, you know, the general meaning of a spiritual meaning behind a butterfly. But now if you investigate the color of each butterfly, it has an entirely different message, right? Well, it's like that with different breeds, different, you know, I brought up the Siamese, right? Even though my cat comes from the Siamese family, you know, maybe look up the Siamese, right? I'm getting royalty too. Maybe you want to investigate your pet, your animal, right? Is our animals often select us, right? Especially if you're on this collective. Chosen ones, right? You often have animals, people that come in and assist you, right? And it's so cute too. Like she's in here, she stays with me everywhere. And it's funny, since I work in here and I have my desk set up, she's like my gatekeeper. And I had another cat, Max, that used to be my gatekeeper. Anytime I'd work back on my old platform, anytime I'd go sit down at my desk, he'd come and sit in his cat bed or he'd be laying on the couch. It was like every time. And it was like, I knew, and he'd be hiding off in bedrooms and all this stuff. But as soon as I would go to work, he would appear. And I was like, he's my little gatekeeper. He's protecting, you know, me. And so anyway, it's cute because it's like she does the same thing. But because I come in here, because I have the door, she will not let this door be closed at all. Because a lot of times I won't even tell my family that, you know, I'll just slip in, like when I feel guided to do something. So sometimes I won't tell them, right? But it's so cute because she does not want that door closed. Anytime anybody comes in here and closes the door, she's right at the door. And we have to open up the door. And it's either side. Like if she's not in here, she wants the door open. And it's funny. It could be the early morning. We'll wake up. One person gets up to get in. It's just so funny. And it's like she wants to be able to roam. And it's just so cute that whenever I'm working, she's in here somewhere. Like, I'm going to share some cute photos. She's either under the desk, on the floor over here, in the corner. But it's like she always stays nearby. So I know that she's also like a guardian, right? You could be finding that out too about you, certain familiars. Or maybe if you work with, maybe you're getting into enhancing your spiritual gifts and abilities, then you're getting help, right? You don't realize all the help that's available to you, right? But yeah, maybe look into cats and the spiritual work and the help that they do. But yeah, that's why most witches or they have a familiar, right? Okay. Where was I going to go from here? Okay, I'm going to get into the tarot, right? I felt guided to getting this beautiful deck from another beautiful Star family member. Like, it was cute because I was investigating this deck and I was going to get it. And then I was like, no, I'm not. And then I got guided to her and I seen her using the deck and I'd never seen anybody use it before. And I was like, oh my gosh, look at that. Yup. So I got the deck because I wanted to get something that was pink because I've been feeling a lot of pink. Like, look at this. Like, pink, pink, pink. That's what I mean. Like, I'm such a little brat. I've been feeling a lot of pink. Pink. So, there's something with that. Look up the vibration behind pink, right? You're definitely going to be getting some pink healing within this, right? What jumps out? And Two of Wands and the Magician. The card jumped across the table. This is the first reading too. Ooh, see, that's what was catching me too. When I seen the holographic on our readings, I was like, oh my gosh, this deck is gorgeous. I don't have one like this either, where the meanings are written. I thought it would be neat to see, because I always went intuitively off of what I felt, and then I got into actually looking up the meanings, right? Because I had a general basic idea, but I kind of did it myself. I knew I was activating the ancient knowledge that I had. So it's neat to see. And I figure, you know how if you guys watch a lot, I'll pull up my phone to look up a lot of the reversals. These actually have the reversals on them if I flip the card upside down. So I thought that would save me some time too. And it has the planetary alignment. They have a lot of decks like this, a lot. So it's interesting. I said if you're getting into spirituality, I would definitely recommend getting one of these decks where they have the basic Rider-Waite and then the descriptions to teach you. But be careful, investigate it, make sure, because I almost got this other deck that was like this, and I looked at the reviews and somebody said that the meanings don't match up with the standard messages. And it led me away from this deck because they had altered the standard, and some of them were like, I forget the ones that they pulled up, but it was like a wrong meaning for some of the cards. So definitely investigate, your decks. Right, look at the reviews and stuff. All right. But, I always ask Divine to guide me towards certain decks that they want me to use too, to deliver messages, because they'll guide me to certain cards for certain messages. The Three of Pentacles. So this is a collaboration, a building coming together here. Early stages of achievement, first bonuses, jobs related to status, a chance to make money, professional development, competitiveness. See, I've never used this as a competitiveness card before. I mean, it could be. Sometimes when you're working together with others, like having somebody that you're competing with, it's like it inspires you to change, make things better. And if you ever worked with your enemies before, sometimes working with your enemies or your competition, when you form an alliance, you can build off, you know what I mean? It's just like, sometimes when you surround yourself with people that love, say, your craft or whatever you're building or creating, people don't always call you out on your flaws, but your enemy will. Your enemy will find the flaws to your design and tell you straight up, right? Or they'll change it and alter it in their ways, But there's something about forming an alliance with competition, or it's like, maybe if you ever seen sometimes people when they're competing with each other and then they form an alliance and they come together, how much stronger they are. So I'm getting that for some of you. Maybe looking at your competition, learning from you're not making an enemy, but making an alliance with with competition. Knight of Pentacles, patience, perseverance, hard work, practice, ritual, profoundness, trustworthiness. See, I've never read it as a trustworthy card. I know it's a stable, strong, solid offer. But this is something that you can trust. See, there's something with this. There's definitely a steady, slow moving offer. It's very serious, a little mature pleasure. This is what's hidden too. They're having me bring these out in a spread, so they're going off of the spread that I use. Look at my first reversal, 2 of Swords. So this is coming up in advice from Spirit. So the 2 of Swords reverse would be movement, change, release, reveal. Chain reaction, right? Yeah, because this would be the way I would read it. Yep. The deadlock has passed. Wow. The deadlock has passed. See, somebody was stuck in a certain mentality or way. Resume an activity. The decision is made. Oh, see, yeah, the 2 of Swords is about needing to make a decision, right? Insecurity, standstill, paradox. A sense of deadlock, not sure about your path. Temporary balance, emotional constraint, and unable to move. See, I've never read it as unable to move before. But yeah, you know that not knowing the direction will make you stuck, right? So, but yeah, we get this reversed here. So, the deadlock has passed. Resume an activity, decision is made. That's what I mean. See, this is cute. I like this. That was a big change for me too, because I was so set on like, I've always been stubborn, I guess, because of my knowledge. I'm always like, I know enough. I've finally been realizing that, no, I do not know everything, even though I may be a very old soul and I connect with my divine, like, I know that I always connect with them. I guess let me rephrase this. It wasn't that I thought I knew everything. It's just I always thought that I could connect at any time and get the galactic guidance. It's kind of like where I know I'm a brat, because it's like I know that I'm so tapped in with my divine team and that I was raised by the gods and the goddesses, that they're always there for me. Anytime I need help with anything, I need an answer, I need just anything, even if I need to find something. It's just, I know I'm guided, and boom, there it is. There's the answer. There's the way. Like, because I just ask them. And they've been showing me a lot to relate to, like, I Dream of Jeannie. Do you guys remember that show where she could just twiddle her nose? Or no, that's Bewitched. Something about I Dream of Jeannie, but she just, and she could just move places. Maybe that's getting ready to happen. I don't know. But then they're showing me Bewitched, too. It's like anywhere she wanted, she could just go somewhere. It's kind of like I get that with, like, guidance messages, right? And people even know this. They'll come to me like, Crystal, where is it? Because they know it's just going to be, like, I can just, I'm shaking my camera. Look, I'm getting excited. So I guess that's where I've been like a brat, because it's like, I know that I can tap in. I can get this guidance, right? So what I'm getting at is, so for a long time, it's like I've just been relying on spirit. And a lot of times, too, like, I won't. Sometimes I'm like, don't help me, because I feel like I call on them too much. Like, I hate when it's like looking for things and stuff like that, because I feel like it just takes advantage, right? But I know that they've been wanting me to get away from that, because I have infinite beings, right, that are there helping me, right? And they love to get called upon and helped, right? But what I'm getting at is, like, so it's like kind of like cheating in a way, right? Like, of not digging and finding out the things for myself instead of just going and just getting the guidance from somebody else, right? So it's like when they tell me, like, you need to go read this book, you need to do this, you know, like, I've just been stubborn, because I'm like, well, I already know. I know you're going to give it to me. I know that, or I'm going to pull it up, right? That of something that I learned. But especially this new age stuff too, like, I know, like, a lot of us old souls too, like, we have the ancient occult knowledge of the tarot, right? And that's why I've been telling, like, a lot of readers that use the traditional tarot, that you should use the new age stuff, because it is fun, some of the spins and the different meanings that they have attached. It allows you to expand it a little bit more, as long as it's not taking away from the traditional meaning, but it's expanding from it. And then that's new knowledge, right? Maybe your ancient guides and spirit aren't going to know those new age terms we'll use. That's why I love to watch the new young readers, and I love to watch their skills and their beauty that they have put upon it. It's like an art. Some of these readers that I have found online, like, it brings me to tears sometimes, just watching just how beautiful they have turned the tarot, the occult knowledge into a craft. And some of them, like, don't even realize that they're doing it, because everybody is so unique, and that's exactly what we're supposed to be doing here. And it is just so beautiful. If you really look around at just how many people are awakening and opening up spiritually, and just, it really takes the falling apart of things where you're finally like, you know what, I'm better just on my own. That feeling that you get where you're just like, well, I trusted in them and look at what happened. It's just kind of like, say you're with a job, right, for a long time, and you're wanting to get the benefits, right? The retirement, the packages you get or whatever, but then they let you go right before then, and then now you don't get that. And I know that can be devastating, because you're like, I put on all of my time and energy, like, how could they do this to me, right? But it's really like, you don't realize when those things happen, like, you're being set free. You really are of the matrix. Like, sometimes those things, like, it's now going to allow you, like, yeah, I know you get it, like, you're relying on that for support system, and you put in all that time and energy and stuff, but it's really changing the trajectory of your life, because yes, you would have just retired, took that, but now it's pushing you to go experience and be free of this, and you don't realize that all the work you put into stuff, like, this is where universal law comes in. When injustices happen, justices will, but you have to change that mindset. It's like, if somebody does you dirty and does you wrong, so a lot of times it's not that specific person that makes it right for you, right? It's something else. It's another external factor that now comes in. Those people that do you dirty and do you wrong, they lead you up to getting what you want. It's just like with relationships, when people cheat and things like that, like, they're not going to make that up for you, but you need to forgive those people and let it go. And you're being freed of that. Sometimes this is why the secrets will come out, things will bubble up, because Divine's like, you know what? It's time for this to close out, and now you to get what you truly deserve and desire. You were with somebody that truly wasn't loving and caring about you to be sneaking around behind your back, right? I don't know why they're bringing me here. Well, somebody I know is going through this, right? And it's one of those things, like, things just don't happen to. I know I've been there where I'm like, well, let me just forgive them or whatever, the temptation. Like, no, like, it's a mindset. You need to know that. And it's just like cheating, like, it doesn't happen in the bedroom, or it doesn't start in the bedroom. It starts with conversation. It starts with intent. They knew what they were doing, right? And there's no reason for that. And that just shows you that you're in a relationship that you trauma bonded to, which is fine, because that's what teaches you those things. And you don't come in alignment with your love of your lives, really, when you're still needing to trauma bond to clear out trauma and wounding. So they're an elevation. And because of that, that's why when you're grateful and thankful, like, I'm glad I learned that lesson. A lot of times just to teach you confidence, baby. And it's to teach you to love yourself and to have fun. And then you realize all the time and dedication that you're giving to somebody and all that love, and like, yeah, it may bother you, but no, you were showing the divine how pure your heart was. And if anything, now the divine's like, you deserve better. So a lot of times these things get exposed and they get revealed to you. And it's easier for you to leave somebody too when these things get exposed to you, does it not? Sometimes you may feel as though, like, gosh, I'm not getting treated well enough, but you're like, but they love me and they do all this for me, so I'm going to stay. But once you find out they're a cheater, you can easily go, bye. You know what? I ain't buying you no more. Now I'm going to be buying myself gifts, loving myself. I'm going to treat me and do all the things for me that you wouldn't do for me. Like, that's what I've always been able to do that. A lot of times, like, when I get these gifts and things like that for myself, it's not just because I'm like, I'm going to go buy myself a gift. Normally, it's like, I wait until, like, I justify it, and maybe that's something I need to change, that I need to just go do something for myself, right? When it's not that I feel I deserve it. I don't know. But there are times that, like, when I get disrespected, when my children disrespect me, or when something happens, I transmute it. I'm like, I know I did this, that was beautiful for you, and you didn't give it back to me, so now I'm going to go do something beautiful for myself, right? In honor of you. It's just like, I can't tell you how many times my boyfriends have treated me and have done things that they're unaware of because, it's for me to balance things out, right? And it's like, if they can't treat me well enough, well, I'm going to step in. I'm going to do that, right? But I don't know. Whatever works, right? Whatever the mindset is, I don't know. I got up to Empress status somehow. I'm just giving you guys some secrets, right? Don't wait to be gifted and things. Like, I do need to do more of that stuff. Like, I wait to get gifted flowers. Like, I love flowers. But then it's like the same time, it's like, I don't like condoning and cutting them down either. Like, my daughter is trying to pick me wildflowers. I'm like, no, don't. Just show me. I'd rather you, show me. Look at these beautiful flowers. Like, she's so cute. She loves to collect everything. Leaves, sticks, rocks. She's my little shaman. Like, these three jumped out. Let me put these down. Yeah, look, as I'm talking about the Empress, there she be. And then look, 5 of Cups. For a lot of you, it's like you could have built yourself up so much into this Empress energy that now you have to let go of relationships. because especially these non-committal, these Nine of Wands energy, where it's like they wanted to. A lot of these relationships, unfortunately, like a lot of times, like you can't hold it against them. A lot of guys or girls, they go looking for love and they think that love is like on a sexual level, or they think that you find a relationship of what it can do for you, especially if you were brought up in a relationship. And it's like that's what our matrix in society has taught us, right? Because we support each other, blend each other, build each other. So you put your finances together, you put your things together, right? And I know it's hard, just like allowing help and things like that, It's just like they make it so difficult and so challenging, right? It's just like we're trying to get a car right now, right? It's like, they don't want to, they want, like this one place I was looking to, like they want 2 years of verifiable income and things like that of, working in the financial system. I'm like, well, that's not fair. You know what I mean? I have more than enough to be able to afford a car. You know what I mean? Like, why should I get denied of that? 3111. So it's like, well, then I'm going to need a cosigner, right? That can show that and things like that, like it's, oh my gosh, like even to rent a car too, like you can't just have a bank card. Like I don't like credit. I played around with credit cards, and maxed them out. Then I went and bought things I didn't need. I didn't like all of that. Then I had to pay them all off. I got away from that. I'm away from credit cards, right? And but they're like, oh, well, you need to have a major. I'm like, I just use my bank card, my debit card, right? Why can I not do? No, you need to, like, it's just so stupid. Oh, but if you have a ticket, an airline ticket, then you can. So if I have an airline ticket because I am on vacation, then I go, but I can't locally just go. Oh my gosh, like don't even get me started on all this. So anyway, where was I going with this? That you need to allow help, and the way the structure is like working with each other, Oh, okay. Yeah, that's ours. With the Knight of Wands. But there's this energy. So a lot of people, like just your relationship around love or how you've been connecting with people. And maybe it's like if you're a mom, right? Like I'm always on a mindset of my children. I can't tell you how many things where I'm just like, I think about like my kids, and I think about how like I've always had my kids. And maybe this was a bit of a humbling experience for me because I've always had my kids in a nice house. Right? Like I never had them like, we only stayed temporarily for a couple months in an apartment while we were going from one house to another. But other than that, like I've always had my children in a nice house. I didn't want them growing up in an apartment and things like that. So I always had that mindset like, well, how can I get them into a nice house, nice school? You know what I mean? Like I always had that sort of mindset, right? And there's nothing wrong with those things. I'm just saying me having a big family, knowing my kids are just very active and we need that, they're always in and out. They're star children. They need to be outside, all of that. I'm like, we need to have a yard. We need to have all of these things, right? That's why I have that mindset for my kids. But it's like, so I was always putting that above like love and relationships. And that's why it was such a big deal for me to get together with my boyfriend now, because I turned him down years ago because he was younger than me. We were just working together. He was in his 20s and I'm like, yeah, I'm in my 20s too, but I'm like, it's not going to work. Like I'm a mom of 3 kids. Like I need to get stable. I need to get a house and all of this. Like I didn't foresee him as meeting those standards, right? He was a Knight of Wands energy. I'm like, you just want to F around and have fun. Like I was putting him off as like an F-boy energy. And all of that because I was like, you're not to that level, right? Well, a little did I know, like he was really ready to settle down and all of that. That years later, like, I mean, I don't know. He told me he probably wasn't, but there are some men that, don't want to be in this Knight of Wands energy. They level up very quickly, right? And you really can't judge somebody by just their age. Age is but a number. It's not their soul age, their soul level, right? And just like the different personalities, like I have a lot of Leo in my chart. And what do you see on the Leo cards, right? That there's a lot of children and that innocence, and Leos like to have fun and are very youthful. And, That's why, like, it drives my daughter nuts. Like, a lot of times I'm always like, she's mom, I'm the kid, because it's literally, like, that's what it's like, because she's Virgo. And she's got, like, Virgo. Like, she's heavy Virgo. And it's kind of like, I know that she balances me out. Like, it's cute. She's actually the one that's, like, helping me right now with, like, mom, like, we're going to get a car. Like, I'm going to finance you. Like, let's go. I'm like, what? But it's literally one of those things, like, it's hard for him. Like, no. Like, I'm not going to let you help me. And she's like, well, let me, like, you use the credential part. You just sign. And I'm just like, well, she's like, you're going to teach me how to drive, all of this stuff. Like, I am not going to be 18 and not be driving. Like, this is getting in here. Like, we've had a hiccup, right? Like, I was trying to help her and all of this, and then she ran to her daddy wanting him to help her, and then he didn't, just had her for the summer, then brought her back to me, then she started school, then she got shipped off to her grandmother. So that's why we've had, she was supposed to help her drive, and nobody did. So anyway, you know what I mean? It's funny how things like that happen. And then it's like, now she's back here. And it's like, and here it is, like, you know, but it's like one of those things, like, it's hard for me to be like, shh, I don't really want to. Like, we called down to the place too, and they were just like, well, that's what I mean, like, that's why it was discouraging me, because, you know, some places require more of a, financials and all of that, but we're not going to let us, there's tons of car places all around here. And then watch, like, this is how it's going to happen in my story, literally. So it's like out of the norm things, like me. So maybe for some of you, like, you do have to let your children help you, right? For some of you, yeah, I've ran into a lot of, like, there's literally like 2 families too where their mothers have been here, and because we run into a lot of people in transitional living, and where the sons are literally like supporting and taking care of their moms, and it's so beautiful, you know, to see that. And it's really pricey, you know. And even some of these, like, this young son, you know, was in his early 20s and providing for it all by himself, you know. Like, even my boyfriend doesn't provide it all by, like, well, it's just, it's a lot for where we're living and everything. Let me just tell you, it's over 500 a week, right? It's not cheap to, you know, where we're at and stuff. And but it's just beautiful that I've seen that, you know. And like, so it's I don't know, it's beautiful. But there's this finding things around the system, helping each other, coming together, right? And it's interesting how I was saying, like, a chance to make money and this coming together, and I was talking about this competitiveness, right? Maybe, you know, you guys doing something, building something together. I don't know. I'm going off of whatever I'm guided. All right, so this Nine of Wands energy, that's that impulsive energy, love to have fun, sense of humor, enthusiasm, optimism, excitement, generosity, love, sports, confidence, and journey. See, I've never read the Knight of Wands that way. Maybe that's why I've needed to change this. Is I know this can be a fun, fast-moving energy. You know, I mean, it does have Leo energy associated with it, right? Because all my wands have all my fire energy. I know certain cards have a stronger meaning for each, but to me, with the court cards, they're embodying all the fire energies. You know, but this passion, youth, and it is that fun energy. Seeing this Knight of Wands is charging at this Empress. And it's like, for some of you, like, you need to, like, get off your high horse, right? Because sometimes with the Empress, it's like, you know that you need to be deserved. Like, say I was in this energy, like, no, like, I'm the Empress. I'm going to manifest my own car in the way that I desire it. You know what I mean? And it's like, no, like, I've had to have this mindset to change things, right? You know, like, for the longest, like, I've had to rearrange things. Like, my father taught me, like money talks. He always taught me, like, you have more than enough money, like, you can buy what you want. He is literally one of those people where he could just, like, offer money and gifts and get things. I mean, it was in the line of work that he was in. He was, like, a bidder and stuff, and, like, he put together, he was, he was like a project manager. Like, he bid on jobs and stuff like that, and so he played a lot with money, and would come up with the cost of these things, and he'd have these days where everybody puts in all of there, and then he'd select and pick and all. So he worked around a lot with money, and that's how he made 39 o'clock, his commissions, and made people money and other things. So to him, it was always like a money. He always just looked at everything in a money perspective, in a money way, and it was kind of like how he taught me wrong. He always thought he could show me love through buying me gifts and buying me things, and yeah, that works a lot, right? A lot of times. So like, I always had nice ass stuff, but that's what I mean, like, he really spoiled me. So I really had to humble myself and learn to to change that mindset. And then it was like my kids thought I was always trying to buy their love, because then the Leo energy, hold on, they get noisy. That Leo energy, like, we love to show love and celebrate people, right? It's not for, like, some people would think that, oh, she loves to put together these big things, like, look at her being a good mom and then showing everything she did. No, like, I do it to, like, that's the way I show love, is to do like a big party celebration, all of this. And then I love taking photos, because I know that that's a passion that I have, is like photography. And I've always loved to play around with photos and take pictures and scenes. And all the photos that I upload, they're my digital albums. That's why I really do them. So if you've ever been to my Facebook and you see how many photos, like, it ain't to impress anybody. That's why my friends list is literally under 200, because I keep it small, things like that. But I've been telling a lot of you to go to my Facebook just because of, like, the hundreds of groups that I'm in, and I share a lot of metaphysical stuff on there. I need to come up with, like, a business one, but it's like, I have a hard enough time raising 4 children and managing the small platforms that I do, and then I'm still trying to incorporate how to figure out TikTok and Instagram and all of that stuff. I'm working on it. It's a work in progress. Like, I need to align with people that are tech, that can help me figure out how to do techie stuff and figure out editing and all of that stuff. It's just, I just don't have the time, right? All right, so the strong King of Cups energy is coming out now. And what else we got? I'm still trying to finish this spread. Oh my gosh, 10 of Pentacles is here, legacy, but I split it on. It's interesting because it's the 5 to the 10. Right? So, the 5 of Pentacles was underneath the 10. So see, it's like you have the potential to get to this 10 of Pentacles, but you had to go through this 5 of Pentacles, and it's a humbling, right? The 5 of Pentacles, to me, that's hold on. It's the abandonment that you may feel. It's the temporary feeling of being out in a cold. And it's funny, it's interesting how I was saying yesterday in a reading, I believe, where I was talking about, like, even our support system, like the churches, like, a lot of times, like, that's the mentality that you have. Like, well, if I can't get my finances or resources, or I run into struggle, like, I go to my local church or community. And it's like, I know that a lot of them provide, but it's like a lot of people have this mentality, like there's only one way that you can get this support, or there's a certain way. There's some sort of reprogramming or a change that needs to occur here about this lack, poverty mindset, right? But it's like these people don't even realize that they have these resources available to them, or they don't realize that they're outside of a church. I'm not saying anything like against churches and things like that. They're very beautiful how they come together and help the community. But I'm just saying there needs to be a change about something. Or maybe you have a mindset that a church is like only for to teach about religion, that you don't realize that it's a community and it's a gathering. Like, we have a very, very beautiful church that comes every so often. Like, they know that a lot of us are living here in the motel, so they come with resources and food and clothing and all sorts of stuff, right? And just like my Christmas was entirely like paid for, everything. Like, it was just crazy. We were like adopted as a family, and they literally had my children put down wish lists, and it was like 10 items that they wanted. They literally went out and found every single item that these kids wanted on their list, not to mention just clothes and blanket and just brand new, all stuff that literally these families went shopping, like that each of my children had like a personal shopper. It was just like, it was so beautiful to just have that happen. But that's what I mean, like it was something like I didn't go looking for it. It just came. But I had to agree. I had to open up to it. And literally how it happened is this person found us because he was a shopper at a store where my boyfriend worked, right? So he was a regular. I'd seen him a lot, you know, because he was a cashier. And so 10 of Cups is here too. 10. Anyways, he'd seen him walking home one night, and it was starting to rain. And so he was like, "You're walking, or, you know, where are you going?" and stuff. And he told him he lived down the street. So he gave him a ride home, and then he found out, "Oh, you live at the motel? Why? Well, da-da-da-da, like, I work with this organization," and boom. So you never know, but it's one of those things, like, if he would have just said that night, like, "No, I'm good," and not was open to help. And for him, like, he doesn't like to get help and things like that. It's hard for him to accept that, you know, this situation. You know, it's just like he didn't like just having one job, right? This is someone who's working 3 jobs, right? So it was like, but because it was raining and things like that, he was like, all right, you know, like he accepted that. So there's this thing like, you know, letting something down, like that's not the only way of help, right? And this beautiful man, like he's helped us in so many other ways. Like he's definitely was like an earth angel that was like sent to us, right? Through somebody. So there's something about that, like just being open to receiving, not having a certain mindset or a certain way for you to receive certain things, right? Like we've had so many people, beautiful people, bless us and come together and help us. Like I can't even keep track. Like that, like he's the one that got our family like adopted for the Christmas event. Like it was just beautiful. And I wanted to bring up something about the white. Remember how I was saying about the white animals? Look at those 2 white dogs. I never realized, I don't use a lot of the Rider-Waite, but the white is just really standing out to me. There's 2 white dogs here, and there's his white hair in elder, right? There's something about that. Tradition, comfort, wealth, success, safety, stability, responsibility, lineage, prosperity. A salary increase, happiness, legacy, trust, recognition, and prestige. Right? It's cute. They have these yeses. Oh my gosh. Like, I have to show you this. Each of these cards have like a yes or no attribute on them. And it literally goes yes, 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 yes. Yes, 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 yes. You only have one no. And the no is the 5 of Cups. Do you see it right here under the 5? The no. Look. See it right under the coin? Yes. Yes. You see them? I know the cards are like a blingin'. But yes, yes. I've done mix them up now, but I was pretty much done reading. But yes, yes. Yes, yes. All these yeses. There's something about yes. I mean, I do a 10 card spread. You got 9 out of 10. And really, I pull 11 cards, actually. So out of 11 cards, you got 10 yeses and 1 no. 10 yeses. Something is complete. So whatever this is, you need to say yes to something, because they really pulled me to the yeses. Oh, I'm sorry. You have 1 maybe. This 2 of Swords that reversed actually says maybe. See it? Maybe. So I was correct first when I said 9 yeses and 1 no. That's because it's almost complete. You just have to say yes. There's 1 no that you need to flip, right? You're hesitant about 1 thing. Like 1 thing can change. Like I was saying, like with my boyfriend, all I had to say was yes 1 time. About, sure, give me a ride home, and then the series of events that changed. So be open to saying yes and allowing help, right? Especially if you've been trying to do something. Like I've been trying to figure out how to get a car for a while, right? And stuff. And yeah. So and then this was my daughter's idea last week, and I was like, okay, I was yeah. So finally I had to say yes. Okay. And then she started making calls, started to make calls. Now we got appointments, things are getting set up. Like, so, isn't that something? You know, like things come in ways you wouldn't expect. Okay. So anyways. Wow, 49.49. I looked right at that time. That's what I got. So, and I don't like to go long. I don't know. Maybe they're starting to expand me up to an hour. I've always been saying I don't like to pull Aniel's energy for too long. I like to keep my range around 30 minutes, but then as of late, my readings have been longer. And there are a lot of beautiful readings that will go for an hour. I just can't stand the readings where it's like sometimes it's like they're almost 2 hours. A lot of times I listen when I'm laying down meditating at night or I'm doing things, but sometimes I'm just like, that took like over an hour of my time, like away from me and my kids. But you know, because sometimes I'm like, after my reading we'll go this, we'll go that. So, but I don't know, maybe that's just me. Because I know sometimes, like, when you get on a roll too in a message, very, like, anyway, so if you're one of these where you're like, Crystal's saying don't go longer than 30 minutes, like, you fully go to an hour, like, it's fine. Because sometimes, maybe not every reading, but, like, certain times, like, a lot has came out in this reading. 50-50. Wow. They had me deadlock at that. 50-50. 49-49. Look up those source code numbers, right? This whole time I'm still shuffling. Oh my gosh, look, now the Queen of Cups. We've seen the King of Cups, the Queen of Cups, now the Ace of Wands. But there's a Seven of Swords here. What is this about? Maybe letting go of fear, because she's next to the Queen of Swords. Deception, prudence, cunning, trickery, falsity, sabotage, hidden or illegal tactics, indirect action, and warning. Maybe there's somebody that could be getting exposed. Remember I was talking about that cheating and things like that? And, you know, like I said, cheating to me, it's not always like, I used to always go to the mindset, like the physical, the betrayal, because it's one of my Chiron placements, right? Is letting go of betrayal and things like that. And I know how much it hurts, right? When somebody else is physical with someone else, especially if that's very sacred and stuff to you. But you need to realize that sometimes it's just these people go and do these things because they loved you too much, or they didn't love themselves enough. They didn't want to get vulnerable. They didn't want to get hurt. They wanted to keep options open. And because they had fear, you let in dark energy and then demonic, you know, and then these things lead towards sex and temptation where, you know, a lot of times that's the devil, right? That dark energy that leads you towards temptation with using sexual energy and money and control and things like that. So a lot of times it's these wounded people that go, it's sad, really. They sabotage themselves. They go and do these things, right? But you have to have that confidence. For some of you, literally, like, that was the lesson. Like, it's a beautiful thing for you to forgive them, but it was also to teach you to have that confidence and know what you deserve. And you deserve to not ever get treated that way. You deserve to be with somebody that you're fully going to trust. See, and that's what it is for me. Like, I can forgive and I can let go, right? But it affects my confidence level. Like, that's something, like, I'm struggling with now. Like, me and my boyfriend, like, we had a separation back in January. Okay. And I know that we were separated and stuff, and I know that I shouldn't have looked through his phone, but I had a feeling when he was getting ready to come back, one of my spirit guides was like, he had said he hadn't talked to anybody or done anything, but but I knew that he was lying or whatever, and I just couldn't shake this. So anyway, like, I had one of his old phones here or whatever. So they led me to look at it, right, just to see. And yeah, he was talking to other girls about sexual encounters and things like that. And oh my gosh, like Seven of Swords, yeah. Like I was just like, wow. And it was like, yeah, and I get it. Like, we were separated, and it's like, I forgave him or whatever, but it's still like, it hurts a lot, you know, knowing that, yeah, we were separated or whatever, but he still went and did that, right? Like, it, like, so I feel for all of you, like, it really affects your confidence level. And it's like, I forgive him, you know, like, he was in so much pain. That's why he had to go talking to other people, and he was drinking heavily. And I know that was leading him to, devil was getting his mind, causing him to do these things or whatever. But it's like, like I can forgive and things like that, but and this is what I'm struggling with now is it's like to me it still affects my confidence level because me being this empress, things like that, like I should never get compared to another. I know my self-worth. So, so this is what I mean. Like, so don't feel bad. Like, this is back in January now. It's been almost 6 months. And this is where, like, I'm still, like, yeah, like, I forgive. Like, I understand what happened. But, you know, I don't like it when I feel like... It's just I think about what's going to happen next time. Like, we have a dispute or an argument. Got away with it before, right? I forgave him before because we were separate. You know what I mean? Like, it starts with talking and intent. Like, sometimes people are just to teach you that level. Like, I was too nice to let them back. So it doesn't matter if you already forgave them, but sometimes, you know, you realize for you, you know, this is why the Seven of Swords, like, you could be deceiving yourself by staying with somebody. Like, sometimes, like, you have to forgive them, but you have to let them go. Like, I forgive you and I understand I tried, but I have to go. That's for somebody. Love and light to all of you. Bye, guys. 5559. Take a look at